What is going on? Savage here. I hope that you're having a good day and I hope that Warzone's been treating you well. Today we're going to be going over a solo viewer submitted gameplay where we basically break down and analyze the gunfights that he's in, how he rotates the circle, and how he plays the game in general. I truly believe the best way to learn is from the mistakes of yourself and the mistakes of other players that you're going against. And what better way to see a variety of mistakes than coming to a channel and going over a different variety of players, going over a different variety of play styles, and also covering the enemies that they kill or get killed by and discussing the mistakes and good things that they did as well. But before we get into the video, subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today, also leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 700 likes. And as always, join our Discord if you're looking for other teammates to play with of equal or maybe even better skill than you may have. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, here we are spectating my dude 616, and he's going towards the apartment area that's slightly south of hangars. He looks to be eyeing the bounty right off the bat. Remember, if you're going to pick up the bounty, make sure you wait at least 30-ish seconds. That way everyone that's floating in the air can land, and then hopefully it won't ping a bounty that's way across the map. Sometimes if you pick it up too soon, it'll identify an enemy that's in the air and he could float off way over by dam or prison, and then you kind of just wasted an objective and you've got to wait 3 minutes for it to cool down. All right, but here we have it. We picked it up and the player, it happens to be right next to you, which is absolutely awesome. Now this one punch shotgun, I'm not sure what your guys' experience with this thing has been, but since season 6, I have been blatantly blown through by this one punch shotgun, legitimately in one hit. Fully played it out, right off the dump. This thing will melt people. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what the range needs to be, but this thing is absolutely nasty off the rip. So if you guys find this, you want some close quarter kills, make sure you pick this beast up. All right, so in this position here, I was about to say, perfect. I like the fact that he kept this area waiting to see where the bounty was going to update at. A lot of times players will be like, oh snap, there's a bounty over here, and they'll jump over here, they'll jump over the ledge, and they'll kind of look down. But remember, the bounty mark is never 100% accurate. I would have automatically assumed he was going to this building because we saw him at the other building originally, and then it teleported over here. Normally, if someone's looting these buildings that we're on, they're going to hit building after building after building after building before they move on to another complex. So I like the fact that he stayed here, keeping his body near cover, waiting to see if the ping updated elsewhere or if the enemy happened to be on the roof with him, which he is. Now, on the flip side of that, if you do stay here and the bounty does happen to move out, you do lose the opportunity to get on the ledge in front of you and shoot down on him, but better safe than sorry in this situation. Woo! All right, as far as the enemy's concerned, in his position, when your armor is completely blown out and you're half health, because he did take 2 shots to break his armor and then he did hit him another time, you don't challenge the enemy that way, right? Especially off the rip, you know that the guy who shot you had 2 plates because there's been no other gunfight. So the fact that he jumped up there to contest him was really ballsy, especially with just a pistol. All right, he went ahead and purchased some plates. Now, again, not a bad idea because you did get the money awfully quickly, and there's a player that's coming towards you. You want to be prepped for the fight. Normally, I would always say make sure you buy your loadout drop first, but because he's got a bounty on him and because the threat is level 2, that means you're going to be in combat here relatively shortly. So you definitely want to go ahead and pick up some armor plates and just see if you can find money throughout this area. Train station is an awesome place to loot. There's usually a few people here, but for the most part, you can kind of loot it uncontested because not everybody in the world drops here. All right, so now we're at a level 3 right now, and make sure when you're going in buildings like this, you're scanning all the areas. Like as I was going up the stairs, I would definitely do a little 360-degree scan. That way I can make sure no one's to my right, no one's to my left, no one's behind me, and I don't get shot in the back. All right, so basically what I was saying is as you're going up the stairs, instead of just doing this and then kind of looking around, notice how your entire back's exposed right here, right? So what you want to do is you want to kind of scan as you're going up, and then when you hit about right here, you want to quickly just kind of look and make sure that it's clear. As you're approaching areas, you want to look all the directions, especially when you're going up from one floor to another. You want to make sure you look in front of you, and then as you're scanning, you're clearing out all the surroundings. Holy shit. Scared the crap out of me, dude. No lie, I think the bounty may have been standing there the entire time, and our boy 616 happened to just push in there. Now, I'm not sure what the enemy's play was on that. He didn't look like he really wanted to fight. He just had that unfortunate look on his face like, damn it, the bounty came to me, now I have to fight him. He didn't really seem like he was ready for that at all. Even though he had the drop on 616, 616 was ready for it. He was alert. He was ready to get the kill. The enemy should have been sitting next to cover. If you're going to camp, you might as well camp near cover. I don't know what he was doing standing out there in the middle of the open. That was not the smartest move. But we have our money for the loadout drop, so of course it's time to go ahead and get that, and also grab that Deaddy on the way there. Guys, make sure you're utilizing Dead Silence. I've been watching a lot of viewer-submitted gameplay, and most of you guys just run past Dead Silence when you have nothing else in the reserve. Make sure you pick it up if you can. All right, now one thing I will say, a good strategy is if you want to go ahead and throw a loadout drop and make it a little safer than just throwing it out in the open in the middle of the street to your right or to your left, you go in these double doors right here, you look down, you throw it at the ground, let the loadout drop hit the roof, and then go up to the roof and get your loadout drop. Also, there's a bounty over there as well. You could grab the bounty since you obviously like doing bounties, and I really love that. Hey, perfect. Yeah, at that point, just go ahead and throw the loadout drop down. That way, if you do die for whatever reason, you could just land back up there and grab the loadout. If you died right here and your loadout's in your reserve, it would be very heartbreaking because now you would lose out on the loadout drop. But fortunately, no one's up here camping like a little thought. I love it. All right, we're rocking the Dragon Breath shotgun, which is super broken. I'm ready for the shotgun meta to die. I'm not even going to lie. I'm ready for it to die. And I'm not sure what his primary is. I didn't really get to see it that well. But I do like the fact that he's going after bounties. Remember, if you guys want to go for kills, bounties is the easiest way to identify where a nearby enemy is. So if you guys are trying to get your kill count up, you're not grabbing bounties, you're really messing up. So even though we got the bounty mark, it looks like he's trying to get a little bit more loot so he can get a UAV in the air, which I definitely highly recommend doing. Remember, even though we know there's a bounty over there, doesn't mean there's not another enemy near him, right? These guys love camping next to each other. I can't tell you how many times I get in a fight with one guy and I get shot by someone else, a whole nother enemy, a whole nother team from the building next to him. It mind blows me how close these guys will camp together and not even know they're there. All right, so here's an enemy shoot, and he goes ahead and pulls up his big map and tries to see where he is on the radar, right? You're gonna hear gunfire all the time, whether it's suppressed or not, that just depends. But if you do hear gunfire that's not suppressed, pull up your map and see where that ping is gonna be at. That way you can chase him down so he could possibly go over here, get this kill, maybe even get an extra kill from the guy he's fighting if he's not dead already, and then hopefully have enough time to go get the bounty. Now, I believe there's only like a minute and 30 left on the bounty, so he's gonna have to do this relatively quickly. But you don't want to rush the fight too much just to go chase on the bounty. If the bounty expires, that's fine. Just grab another one and go after it later. You want to go after the nearby enemies first, and because this guy went ahead and revealed his position and he's in a fight, this is a perfect opportunity. Now, I do want you guys to pay attention to when he was shooting, you heard the gunshots going and then instantly it stopped. The moment it stopped, the player count went down. Also, when you push these buildings, there's nothing wrong with pushing it slow. I highly recommend pushing it slow if you don't have a dead silence, but don't ever push up the side that they're on. I would go on the other side and slowly go up, make sure that I'm not heard if possible, climb up the ladder and then get the surprise on them. Oh, he's coming down. Wow. Well, rip there. A rip there, boys. All right, we got another guy on heartbeat. Now, as far as the enemy in that fight, he should have rounded the corner, checking his angles before he pushed forward. When I'm coming down staircases, even when I think I'm safe, I make sure I look before I put my entire body out there. But I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to show you how to properly go up and down staircases to clear the area and make sure you don't end up like the enemy we just saw die. All right, so here we are in the exact same building. Now, let's put ourselves in the enemy's position. What you want to do as you're going down the stairs is clear all the angles and make sure that nobody is there. Now you can either choose to run and slide cancel, or even if you want to go slowly, just at least watch the area. There was no reason for the enemy to be around this corner and right here by the time he realized our boy was there watching him, right? He should have realized that the enemy was right here in this position. All right, so we got an enemy on the heartbeat sensor, and he's gonna go up and get the high ground. I like that. A lot of people would just bust out the bottom door since you're already down there and try to get the kill, but again, you want the high ground, that we have the advantage point, right? Now, he's closer than that. You want to tell the depth of your heartbeat sensor. You want to start learning how deep those bleeps really are based off what the heartbeat sensor is telling you. He's legitimately right over the ridge, probably that area, maybe behind the bus. There he is. Ah, boom. And there it goes, boys. Now, if you're ever in the enemy's position and you're unsure of what the hell is going on, I'm assuming that this enemy was looking for the guy that we just killed. That's what I'm assuming. And if that's the case, sitting right there is a bad idea. If you're ever approaching a building you think a guy's camping on, don't just sit next to an object and put your entire body vulnerable like that guy did right there. Either A, push across quickly, or B, sit behind cover, maybe sit behind the bus, back up a little bit and shoot over it if you see the enemy, but never sit directly next to it with your entire body exposed and then give the enemy an option to get an easy headshot. All right, but we're sitting on 4 kills. We have $11,000. And he looks good going after kills, man. He passed the flag objective. He's baiting out the crate right now. Now, you got to be careful when you're ADS in the middle of the street. And remember, dude, easy headshots, especially right now with the R700 being so damn broken. You don't ever want to freeze up in the middle of the streets. That thing will f you up, boys. But we're sitting pretty on money, and we have a decent amount of kills. Granted, it's solo, so you want to get your kills a little faster if you're trying to get that 20 bomb, because we're already down to 50 players, actually 48 by now. Now, granted, a lot of you guys watching this video aren't attempting to get 20 bombs. That's fine. I'm just directing that comment towards those players who are. But we have another bounty, and we're going to the buy station to hopefully... What do we need? UAV. Maybe throw a UAV up, keep one in reserve, and... Yeah, I think that's it, honestly. They need to allow us to have the option to buy armor satchels, honestly. I really would love to see that. Buys UAV, buys a... Oh, yeah, self-res. Thank you. I overlooked that. Not gonna lie. If you're gonna take a vehicle without a trophy system, make sure it's at least a Big Bertha, right? I'm not against taking the Big Bertha, especially when there's so little players in such a big circle. The chance of getting C4 to RPG'd is very, very slim. So I'm fine with this. Just make sure, and I love it, dude. I love it. Every time he hears a shot, and I want you guys to take notice of this, every time he hears a shot, he goes ahead and pings the building that the enemy is on, right? He hears the shot, he pulls up his map, he sees the ping, he marks the ping, and then he can decide whether he wants to go for that or the bounty. I also do like the fact that he bailed out of the vehicle so far away. The reason why I like that, even though there's a lot of buildings around here and he could get sniped, the reason why I like that is because he's not giving away his position, right? If he was just to pull up to the building, the enemy would already know where he was there, and he would be prepped for you to push up the stairs. Because of these buildings and the way they're laid out, you want to surprise the enemy when you come up the ladder or come up the stairs. You don't want to let them know you're there, because if they know, it's going to be very difficult to push them. Oh, he just jumped off. Lit. We have a mobile one, boys. We have a mobile one. Yo, take the zip line. Please make this easy for us. Oh, rip. Rip. A little too hopeful there. I don't normally like taking zip lines. I will if I have to. If I feel like I need to. I normally don't like it. Now, I do like the fact that you're doing it, and this is leading me to my point. So he went in the bottom floor, so I'm imagining he's going to work his way up to the top of the stairs. Because that's the case, you can literally rappel up to the top and wait for him to come out the door, and then absolutely ruin his day. Especially with that dragon's breath, right? Oh shit, he's sitting right there. Yo, to your right, to your right, to your right, to your right, fam. Oh no, he's right to your right. He's to your right. No. Yo, 616, he's to your right. No effing way, bro. 616, I love you to death, bro, but look. Stop. No way. No way is the guy to your right not shooting at you. No. Oh, shit. Surprise, mother. Guys need to be very careful and very observant, right? Come on, man. Look, I know what you were tunneled on. You were looking at that door, but you got to remember, utilize the entire screen, especially when you're going up a rappel system. As soon as you're rappelling and you see the roof, you want to scan the entire thing as much as you can. That way, if you do see an enemy, you can instantly get shots off on them. When you're rappelling up a rooftop, you're very vulnerable. It takes you so long to get off the rappel and unhook it from you and whip your gun out and, read the Bible and things like that. It takes so long. You want to make sure you already know where the enemy's at. That way you can snap on him and hopefully outplay the enemy if he happens to be waiting for you. That was something else, man. That was something else. All right, but let's go ahead and talk about the circle and decide where you want to go, right? So the circle is being completely split down the middle. So you have to decide, do I want to go downtown or do I want to go farmland? Of course, if you're chasing kills in action, downtown is going to be your spot. I would stay away from stadium because once the circle rotates, I'm almost positive it won't rotate to stadium. You're going to have to cross in the open. And, if you have to cross the farmland, they're going to be watching stadium. If you have to cross the downtown, people on the rooftops are going to be watching stadium. So avoid going stadium at all costs. On this position, you want to stick to the main area of downtown, maybe port, and then farmland as well. It just depends on what you're wanting to get into. If you want to play safe and slow and maybe for the win, go farmland. if you want to play for kills, which I highly recommend because you want to go ahead and practice your combat. Don't play, you know, scared. It's okay to die. It's okay to lose. Go downtown and try to get some fights. Especially again with the new sniper rifle, the R700 being so broken. Utilize that weapon, sit on a rooftop, and get some picks. But we do have another bounty near us. He's already done 3 bounties, I believe, maybe 4. He might have done 4 bounties. I think one of them expired. So he loves the bounties, which I absolutely love to see. And then beautiful. It marks right next to him. Now I wouldn't break through the window. Beautiful. All right, beautiful. You don't want to break the window to bust out because the enemy is going to know you're there, right? Granted, it's a little bit of distance. He might not hear you, but the ping's a little bit inaccurate and he's actually pushing you. Busting that window is going to let him know you're there. And if anybody else is near you, they're going to know as well. Also, you have 9 seconds for the circle to rotate in. I would get to a rooftop and just camp this dude. Honestly, just gatekeep the shit out of him. You don't have to get safe to gatekeep him. I might just get to the rooftop of this one right here and then shoot the guy as he's pushing out, which is exactly what I would do. The circle's going to be moving relatively slowly, so you'll be able to outrun it. Just jump off the roof after you get the kill and then run to safety. That would be my play. Granted, if you want to play a little bit safer and, you know, not risk dying to blue, you can move to where you ping to. But again, honestly, this building would be a great opportunity to get a nice gatekeep, and then you can just float to safety. The enemy is moving out. You probably wouldn't have enough time to make it to the top, but you could gatekeep him using the ravine at this point. Again, this game's about adapting and throwing audibles. We may come up with a plan, but the moment he moves, if he moves too soon, if he moves before you think he's going to move, you're going to have to come up with another game plan. Yeah, he's already dipped. He must have taken a vehicle. That dude's moving fast. All right, but here we are. Skipped ahead a little bit, but we are pushing the bounty, who happen to be pushing the same area as us. I love the fact that you're using this fountain as a head glitch. I love the fact that you're doing this because the moment he starts shooting at you, if he does some damage to you, you need to pop your plates. You can just go prone, crouch behind, start plating up, and then peek up after you pop a plate or two and get some more shots on the enemy. It'd be very hard for him to contest you right here. Now, on the flip side, as far as the enemy, he's only using these telephone booths. I think that's what that is. I don't know what that is. Ticket booths. He's using these ticket booths as cover, which he's going to have to put himself out in the open, completely exposed from head to toe in order to get shots on you. So it makes his job in this fight a little bit more difficult than yours. Beautiful. Also, guys, again, start jumping when you shoot. I want you guys to always take note whenever you see another player jumping while he's shooting. There's a reason for that. You guys want to make sure you're keeping your body mobile when you're in the middle of combat and make the enemy's job a little harder. You stand perfectly still, you're asking to lose the fight. All right, so let's talk about the circle, right? The moment we find out it dips across the ravine to the opposite side that you're on, you need to go ahead and start moving. The last thing you want to do is have the zone come in. If I ever called the zone blue, that's just from my PUBG days. Forgive me. So I may slip up from time to time. I may have already done it this video, who knows? But the moment the zone starts pushing in, if you wait for that zone to push you in as well, you're not going to be the only one that's going to be pushed in with a zone. There's going to be multiple players. So as you're trying to get safe and cross, so are other players. And it's going to be a bloodbath. So you want to go ahead and rotate early in this position, get safe, maybe even go to port and gatekeep some people. That's fine too. But gatekeeping at port's very scary because this little area right here that you're going to need to be at to watch downtown and to watch this ravine, you're very exposed to all these buildings right here and from the hills as well. So you got to be very careful holding this spot right here in order to gatekeep. Honestly, at this point, I would just focus on getting to the other side of the ravine. You don't necessarily have to get in the circle. You could move down here on lower port, pick up a bounty, and go after some other kills. That'd be perfectly fine. You got plenty of time before the circle rotates inwards. You got 43 seconds before it starts closing in. And then after that, you'll probably have another 2 minutes before it closes in. So that's ample amount of opportunity to push across, go over there, get kind of safe, at least to the other side of the ravine, get a bounty, and get another kill. Now, I did skip ahead a little bit. We did see a ping on the mini map over here, and that's why he pinged the building. Unfortunately, nobody's in here. All right, so we heard the door open right here. It's exactly where it came from. And let's rewind it just to get a little, some more audio, right? As you're around the corner, we're playing a little bit slower, right? The problem with walking slow is you do have the entire backside exposed from everybody over on the port side, right? And then you have police station to your right side with a doorway and a few windows and the rooftop that can get shots on you. The door was closed just now. We just saw it. and now it's open. Boom. It leads me to believe the enemy went in through the door, right? At that moment there, you got a beautiful shotgun. That thing would insta wreck anybody. So just go ahead and charge in this guy and get the kill. I don't like this right here. You're just sitting here waiting for noise, waiting for something to happen. Again, if he gets to the rooftop, you're screwed. If he gets to the window, you're not 100% screwed because the angle's not going to be able to cover much to your left. So if you start shooting or he peeks, you can just run to the left. But again, the rooftop's what I'm more worried about. Be very careful in this fight. This is why I always tell you guys to pay attention to the windows in the buildings near you and pay attention to the doors. If he was paying attention to the doors, he would know that the enemy had gone in through the door because it was closed when he first looked and all of a sudden it was open. Not only that, but it looks like he may be missing out on this kill. I'm not a huge fan of crouch walking ever. If you're going up flights of stairs, that's one thing. It's a whole different scenario. But if you're on the outside of a building and you're trying to crouch walk and scan in the doorway, I'm not a fan of that, especially when you have a laser on your gun. That really kind of puts it out there. So as he's scanning the door, his laser's telling the enemy, if there was an enemy in there, where he is. So if you have a laser on your gun, you want to just bust in that bitch and scan side to side really fast and get some shots off on the enemy. If you're just slowly peeking one side and then you slowly peek the other side, again, you have a laser pointer on your gun. It's going to tell the enemy where you're at and he'll be able to outplay you. I will give you credit though. I love the fact that you're scanning the building. You're scanning every single corner when you go inside a building. Not many players do that. Y'all want to make that a habit. So I'm not going to go too hard on you, but again, you want to scan a little bit faster, especially when you have a laser on your gun. Now, another thing to be careful of is when the circle is split over a ravine, but especially between downtown and farmland. If you're on the edge of the circle downtown, you're going to have a lot of players near you, whether on the rooftops, whether they're camping in buildings, it doesn't matter. There's going to be probably most of the server sitting in the area near you. So I do like the fact that you're playing cautious. You're not just sprinting around everything and blowing through doors and blowing through glass and just kind of picking up random stuff. You're staying aware, you're staying focused, you're looking for the enemies. I will again give you credit for that. This is a very dangerous spot to be in. Guys, I love that. I was about to say it and he didn't do it. It was perfect. He saw the enemy there, but because the enemy was so close to cover, he didn't take shots. If he would have shot, the enemy would have moved to cover instantly, plated, one or two plates, whatever he would have been able to bust, and then the enemy could have had an opportunity to outplay our dude 616. So I love the patience with the shots, waiting to get a better angle on the enemy, get a closer shot to the enemy, and then hopefully get the kill.
Gas is closing in.
And you saw it again right here. The enemy was right here, and your boy ADS'd on him. And the moment that the enemy started walking towards the container, 616 hesitated because he didn't know if the enemy could go behind the container. Luckily, the container's flush against the wall, but the moment that the enemy stopped, that's when 616 started firing at the enemy. Patience is everything in gunfights. Whether it's patience like this or whether it's patience trying to go for a headshot, you guys need to start practicing patience in gunfights. All right, but now the circle has definitely rotated to farmland, and we need to get over there quickly. You have 7 kills, there's 16 enemies left, and we do... What did we pick up just now? Oh, we dropped loot. Never mind. Doesn't matter what we picked up. So in a position like this, when you're having to run across the ravine and some of the circles downtown, you need to be aware there's probably enemies downtown. Maybe there's not, but there probably is. So move fast, move quickly, move efficiently, and get your ass safe. Beautiful, dude. Bye. Now, another thing I want to go ahead and mention is these little towers next to us. What are they called, guys? Cranes? These little cranes next to us. Little Billy Robinson loves camping them bitches. We already know that. There's probably, I would bet money, there's probably someone in there. Now, if there's not, I don't owe you shit, but I would probably bet money that somebody's camping in these cranes, especially since on the edge of the circle. Now, if there is somebody camping in these cranes and they didn't shoot at you when you were in the middle of combat, they're absolutely crazy. So maybe there's not anybody in these cranes, come to think of it, because you didn't get shot at. But again, some players do play really scared, so it wouldn't surprise me if there's a little Timmy up there. Does that count, chat? Does that count if he lands there after I said it? Now, it's pretty dumb of the enemy to land there, to be honest. 1, it's not safe. 2, there may be a gun up there, but probably not. Pretty ballsy of him to do. And I like the fact that 616 isn't even worried about going up there. He's not worried about pushing it. He's keeping his eye on it, make sure that guy doesn't shoot down on him. But he's not trying to push the ladder because you don't need to. The circle's closing in. All you have to do is wait for him. Just be patient. Again, patience is everything. right, you're being precision striked. I don't know if the enemy that called in the precision strike saw you or saw that dude float in and he's trying to get the kill. He's to the left. All right, good shit. Where's this guy at? No way is he alive. How's that man sitting in the gas? All right, you're also getting shot at the right side. He must have died up there and his loot was there. Yeah, he has way too much shit. Holy crap. So he was camping up there once upon a time. He just happened to get killed. All right, now we're in game. We're officially in game, guys. There's 8 enemies left and a shot's going off to the 114. I love the fact that he's listening to the shots and he decides to go ahead and push that way. Now you can utilize these boxes, get on the high ground and hopefully get some picks. But with the dead bodies here, I love the fact that when he sees a dead body, he instantly becomes in alert mode, calls UAV in, and hopefully gets this kill. I don't know. I think he's between the crate and the fence, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. He didn't even get a shot off, bro. He didn't even get a shot off. That shotgun's nasty, dude. All right, he's shooting at somebody else. Again, pay attention to the fights that are taking place, even if they're not shooting at you. There's another player over here because he was just shooting at somebody. He may have gotten the kill, but I at least keep my eye on the right side. The right side's really kind of scaring me right now. I'm not going to lie. All right. Now, before you guys slay everybody in the comment section being like, he's camping in circle. There's different play styles for everything. I'm not even going to slay him. Okay, guys? One tactic, and it is a tactic, is to play slow, play safe, right? There's 2 enemies left, and you don't know where they're at. This is the moment we need to slow down your gameplay and think what's important to you. What I mean by that is there's 2 enemies left. The chance of them getting in a fight is pretty high. So just sit behind the rock, wait for the enemies to get in a fight, and you don't even have to wait for them to kill each other. Instantly sprint towards the gunfire, wherever you hear it at, and try to get both kills if you can. But if you want to play a little bit more aggressive, you definitely want the high ground. I definitely would go ahead and push the left side of the hill in front of you and get to the high ground, because that's probably where one of the enemies are at. All right, there's no gunfire. Now, if you're going to be scanning, I'll at least sidestep a little bit because, again, snipers, they run rampant in this game. The last thing we do is make it really easy for the enemy to kill you. Holy shit. Okay, I don't understand. You've now been called... I don't understand. You've now had a precision airstrike called on you 2 times, and no one shot at you. Nobody. We don't even know who called in the first one. It may have been the guy you killed by the crane. I don't think so, though, because he didn't peek to shoot it. He just shot it, right? So there's somebody in here that's refusing to use their weapon, and they're just calling in precisions. It's weird. This is really weird. When it comes to in-game, guys, if you see the enemy enough to mark the enemy to get the precision airstrike to kill the enemy, you might as well go ahead and shoot the enemy, right? I understand saving your kill streaks for in-game is a great idea. It really is, especially if you need to move to a position where you're really in a bad spot and you need to suppress the enemy. Precisions and clusters are great to suppress the enemy and distract them so you can move to safety. I'm fine with that. There's no reason for the enemy to call in a precision directly on our boy and not take shots at him with a gun. Crazy.
Moving here.
All right, the fact that we haven't heard gunshot yet is really concerning. How are these guys not shooting each other yet? Oh, there we go. Now this is your moment to push. Don't wait for the kill count to go down. Just instantly push. You know where the gunshots come from. They're right over the hill, right there to your 100.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
All right, I love the fact that he noticed the circle was rotating back to his direction. So he instantly dove back to the edge, hugged some kind of cover, which this cluster of rocks is perfect, and he's going to wait patiently for the enemy to push up to him where he can get the kill. Boom. There it is, boys. GG. 616, thank you for letting me analyze and break down your gameplay. I love the fact that you guys are submitting gameplay to me. That way we can teach everybody that's part of the wolf pack how to get a little bit better at this game. Remember, not everybody's a goat in this game. Not everybody is cracked out of their mind. And some people are newer players who've never played video games before. Some people have never played shooters. Some people have never played battle royales. And some people have never played COD. So with saying that, thank you everybody who submitted gameplay to me, whether I've used your gameplay or not. Thank you guys for sending the gameplay up here. That way we can help all Warzone players get a little bit better, get a little more confidence, and that way they can have more fun in return. At the end of the day, guys, your KD, the amount of kills you have, the amount of wins you have, it doesn't matter. When the next game comes out, this game will fade away and you'll be working on the next game stats. But with saying that, what does matter is getting better, getting more efficient. That way, when the next game drops, you guys are that much better at it. And then next thing you know, 5 years down the road, you're looking back on these gameplay analysis and you're like, holy shit, why did I submit that gameplay to Savage? I have gotten way better since that. So guys, make sure you just embrace the fact that we're all learning, we're all trying to get better, we're all trying to improve, and we're all trying to get to that GOAT status. But you have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. And until next time, boys, good luck in Warzone. Thank you for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel by clicking this link over here. And also make sure you check out one of these favorited videos. And until next time, guys, keep on improving.